One shall stand, one shall fall.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Marco Collective Gamer, CG77 here. And today we'll be doing an overview of the Threezero Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. And I picked this up from Big Bad Toy Store back in May of 2020. Even though it's taken a little while, it's finally arrived and I'm glad it was packaged very well in an outside Big Bad Toy Store box. It even had, of course, mailer bubbles as well, and inside is the actual another box by Threezero. After lifting that, you do get to see the art that's on the included Bumblebee Threezero premium scale box. That is the shot of the figure itself taken out of the package. It does have a plastic wrap applied around it, which is basically taped both the top and the bottom. Taking a look at the sides, also the back. Pretty simple. It's a nice little slipcase. I do admit this is probably a cost-saving factor ever since the Bumblebee from the deluxe series that they've gone with the slipcase. I do prefer the older cases, as well as the older boxes that the original Threezero figures came with. It had a little bit more pomp and circumstance in regards to the construction. This is still definitely quite serviceable and a little bit easier since it is just a slipcase and a styrofoam box, but I do prefer the older boxes, to be honest. After removing the wrap, you get to see, of course, the figure, and then after removing the slipcase cover, you do see the styrofoam with the embossed Autobot symbol. The first tray will show the warranty along with the instruction manuals, which is kind of a fold out. You can see there the place where the batteries for Prime's eyes are, right in the head, along with the switch, also where to put the batteries for his blaster. And the first layer is all the Cybertronian parts for the Threezero Optimus Prime. Then upon lifting it up, you'll see the main layer, which houses the figure itself and primarily most of the Earth parts that are affixed to this large 19-inch premium scale figure. And the figure itself stands an impressive 19 inches tall with 140 points of articulation, which of course include the articulated fingers, LED eyes, and LED on his ion blaster. The figure itself does have ratcheted joints, which are quite firm and heavy, as far as tight, as far as being able to hold any pose that you do want to put him in, space, notwithstanding. And he is made with a mixture of that die-cast chassis and other metal parts. Of course, he comes with the ion blaster, a chest armor in the Earth mode, 2 shoulder armor plates in Earth mode, a chest plate for the Cybertronian mode, 2 shoulder armors in the Cybertronian mode, forearm covers in Cybertronian, and 4 wheel covers in the Cybertronian mode. In order to light up both his eyes or the blaster, it will require 4 AG13 batteries, which of course aren't included. It is a mixture of ABS, PVC, POM, zinc alloy, and some magnetic parts, especially for the Cybertronian hubcaps. And overall, looking at the figure itself, as per standard for Toy Threezero, their figures and their toys, whether that be in the deluxe scale, the new MDLX scale, or their premium scale, the attention to detail, the multi-layered paintwork is bar none as far as in the industry. Their robot figures are amazing, and I honestly wish I had really found them and also had the budget to pick up some of their earlier pieces like their Titanfall pieces. The premium scale is one of my favorites, only due to the size and the presence that each figure has. There, again, as I mentioned, it's got 140 articulating points, so that does include a lot of different pieces on the figure itself, whether that be the hands, the joints, the wrist, shoulders, or even the back. And looking quickly through the flip-out book, it does show the complete range of motions, which I'll go over in the next part of the vid, but just kind of a quick look of the joints and the pieces that you can move without, of course, some restriction to the parts so you don't break your almost $500 figure. This is a premium collectible, like most folks know. It does not transform, but it does not matter to me in the least. I do love Threezero and their figures, especially their Transformers, and I am hoping that they release more Transformers from the Bumblebee movie, especially since they do capture the G1 versions, which I personally prefer. I'll be highlighting this portion of the manual because you can see the articulation for the upper body and the head movement. As far as the waist movement, what needs to be done in order to, of course, not scratch any of the parts. Demonstration of what you can do with the back. He does swivel from side to side, but there are of course some instructions, as noted here, before you rotate the waist. Shoulder movements from the top, as far as how far they can move forward, and how far they can move up. Now, the part that's a little trickier, and I'll show you in a little bit when it comes to bending the arm, here shows the upper body movement again for the arms, and what you can do to get a little bit of extra movement there by moving that shoulder guard. And for the arm itself, to get, while you're bending it, you do have to press that hidden tire in order for the arm to fully bend. But it does have a nice close bend like that. It does swivel, rotate. Of course, the hands are in a fixed joint. Also, the wrist movement as shown there, so it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. As far as the lower body, how much the legs can move forward and back, bend at the knee, thigh movement does swivel, ankle pivots, ankle bend. So this is very well done. Alright, so I pretty much put Prime together. Now these pieces are magnetic, and these are going to be the hubcaps on the tires if you want Prime in Cybertronian mode. I am going to keep them more into the Earth mode. And you can also, this is the Cybertronian mode for the pipe stacks. So as you can see, the one that's affixed to the figure is the Earth mode, and this is the Cybertronian mode, and it just fits in as a quick little slots in, so it's pretty quick that way. This portion here for the arm is also Cybertronian mode, and it's also affixed via posts there. And you can also change the front plate as well. Again, it's more of a Cybertronian mode, but I will be keeping my Prime more into the Earth mode. It also comes with this portion here as well. It goes on the legs. This is actually magnetized. And last but not least, this is definitely one piece I will have him posed with, is the actual blaster. And this thing's humongous, as you can see. And if you're looking at the length of the blaster, it's almost half the height of the figure itself. So, fairly decent. And now moving on to the arm joint. In order to move the arm safely, you do have to press this button or this portion down before moving, as indicated by the manual itself. Here is showing the articulated fingers, pretty standard for Threezero. Really no changes there. The whole figure itself has a good, impressive weight to it. The head articulation is a little bit limited by some of the, Cybertronian pieces of the body. It does tilt, as you can see. The shoulder portions do move a little bit, so if you do want to raise the arms to a full 90 degrees or possibly even higher, you can definitely arrange that as well. And the joints for the legs, very strong and ratcheted. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to stand on its own on the wood table. Some folks, if you do it on the flat table, it will work. Alright, now for the things that are a little bit tougher to put in, the stacks are easy. They just kind of slid right in. This portion here actually is already on the figure, but the side flaps, the side armor here, was a bit of a pain since the ball joint that it connects to likes to go up and down. So I recommend removing this secondary portion first and then pressing this in for it to fit. The next portion is his kind of back waist / cheek armor flap. This one is actually pretty easy, so no problem there as far as putting it in. Also on a ball joint but with a longer arm. There's nothing really else to put in the back. So that's pretty straightforward there. This just slides right in. There's nothing else. And let's get him posed. Alright, now here's a pose that I'm going to put him in for my detolf. Definitely a commanding pose, like he's just about to tell the Autobots to roll out. As you can see, the paint detail for Threezero, still bar none, best in the industry when it comes to robots. You can see there, different joints for the fingers, all that detail, even though it is plastic and also die-cast mixture, the plastic painting looks like it is made out of metal. I didn't put the batteries in the head or his gun, only because he will be staying in the detolf and I don't want any of the batteries to start leaking. I mean, looking at the small wear and tear, very well done. And Threezero has come a long way from the original Bayverse Optimus Prime versions. The new premium based off the Bumblebee movies have a much heavier die-cast skeleton, which adds a good heft and weight to these figures. He can hold his gun. I am also, even though he is a toy and posed, he is still showing finger trigger discipline. Again, look all that detail, just amazing. Even the gun itself has some wear and tear, not too much, just about right. The gun does light up, and again, I didn't put the batteries in the gun or his head, only because I don't want the batteries to eventually leak. Let's turn him around. All right, taking more of the back view here. Again, the attention to detail. I can't even imagine how many parts and how much time they took together. This was definitely worth the almost 2-year wait to get that Threezero premium. The tires themselves, here on the leg, they're made of a plastic. It doesn't feel like rubber, so I guess that's one thing I could knock. For the price, I mean, it wasn't too bad. This figure was about $480 back when I pre-ordered it 2 years ago. So, but for almost $500, it would have been nice if they had rubber. And honestly, it could be like a hard rubber, but it just feels kind of plasticky. So I can't say, to be honest. But looking through at a detail of the figure, here's the back. And that vertebrae is also multi-link. There we go. The other view again still. Still jaw-dropping every time I see Threezero's work, especially in the premium format. The MDXs are awesome for the deluxe scale, especially if you have a smaller display room, but the presence that the premium scale versions have are bar none, next to, say, like a Prime 1 statue for Transformers, but those are 1/3 scale and huge. Or the Queen Studios bus, which are, not one-to-one to life, but human-sized torsos. Another video of the front, slowly just going over the character. Was a little bit late. There's definitely been a couple of reviews on him on the internet already. As I did not purchase this directly from Threezero, I did pick it up from Big Bad Toy Store, and they did a wonderful job really keeping it packaged well and safe. Alright, and here are the 3 primes together. 2 from the Bayverse, Bumblebee in the middle, of course, as far as Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. This was actually my first Optimus Prime, which I got from my wife for Christmas. The next one, of course, was the Last Night. This one I did purchase myself. And I may play around with the pose a bit for this Bumblebee Optimus Prime. But definitely has a good presence. And pretty much in line. He's a little bit taller. Has a bit more weight than either one of the Bayverse Optimus Primes. But it's a good, kind of solid feeling. Underneath you can see the J&D statues. Wonder Woman to the left, Catwoman to the right, and next month will be Harley Quinn. Will be arriving in October in the States. Fortunately, it was not pre-orderable directly through J&D, so it did go through a third party. So waiting for them to receive theirs.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
And one of the things I am looking forward to is hopefully the premium versions of both Megatron and Soundwave from the Bumblebee movie. Threezero, please make it happen. Thanks for watching this overview. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Until that day, till all are one.